Hey bookworms, welcome back. This week we have Oyster Books, we have The Fault in Our Stars, and we're also going to give you a little bit of summertime reading. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Today on Litwits, we're going to be talking about a new app. Because it's an app.
It is not an app.
It's an app.
They have an app. It is a website service.
It's an app called Oyster. And it has been dubbed the Netflix of books.
I also don't like that.
Well, I don't like Netflix.
Do you want to go straight into this? Like, immediate debate?
Thunderdome.
Take, 5 million bajillion? All right.
Basically, let's give them a little background, and then they can decide who they want to, support.
Okay.
Basically, Oyster, the Netflix of books, is an app that allows you access for a monthly fee of about $10 a month, access to over
$9.99.
$10 a month.
A penny makes a difference.
$10 a month.
A penny earned.
Keep your little penny grubby moneyness over there. It allows you access to, I think, 500,000 titles. Mm-hmm. Book titles, recent releases, that allows you to stream, basically. It's not really, you're not purchasing these books like you would on a Kindle app. You're allowed to stream.
You're renting them.
Yeah, you're renting these. So you stream these books, and there's tons and tons of titles, and it allows you to basically
Try out an author.
Try out a book. However, there are many things I don't like about this.
Okay, if you want to continue giving background, let's do one more. So you can read it on your PC.
Yes.
You can read it as an Apple app.
But they are planning on launching an Android app sometime later this year. So Android users, you will have an opportunity to download this.
I'm telling you people, Apple, all the way.
Because you can read it on your iPad. Is this going to be another point of contention between the two of us? Are we Apple versus Android as well?
We are always against each other on everything.
Okay, this is not geek talk. We'll leave that to Ashton and Steven.
Yes.
We'll stick to the bookworm stuff.
God. Apple. Uses Apple. Anyway, our little guy, I'm so sorry, Michael David Anderson.
We have a little dude? I didn't know
His
this.
poetry book that you love so much.
Yes.
The Delusions
of Grandeur and Illusions of Eloquence.
Yes. It is on here, which I thought was really interesting.
That is interesting because some of the research I've done on this, they do have several publishers that work with them, but only one of the 5 major publishing houses actually has a deal with them. The other 4 don't.
Who is that? Is it HarperCollins?
It's HarperCollins.
Okay.
They do have a deal with HarperCollins, but their major contributor, their major publisher that they work with is Smashwords, which would be why Michael David Anderson has something on there.
That's actually pretty neat.
But so they are, I wouldn't want to say they're limited in their titles because there are several smaller publishing houses that they work with, but only one of the 5 major ones. And to me, that's
they've got over 500,000 titles.
Yeah,
it's not limited.
But so does,
I'd say probably 10% of that is children's
books. But think
books.
about all the stuff
they
that's
have a
on...
big deal with Disney.
Netflix of books. Think of all the stuff that's on Netflix. Half of it you don't want to watch.
But you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it anyway.
You're not necessarily gonna watch it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are. If you are a Netflix user, a heavy Netflix user, you're gonna use it.
Okay, so let me ask you this: you have downloaded the app, correct? You've downloaded the app.
I have downloaded the app. Yes.
What do you think of it thus far?
I like it.
You do. Why do you like it?
I'm excited about it. All right, because it's set up very similar to Netflix, and
But it's not the Netflix of books, people.
The reason I don't like it being the Netflix of books is because the average American adult is not going to read enough books to justify the $10 cost.
That was going to be my first point. It's $10 a month, but most people aren't going to be able to read several books in a... I mean, we will because we're bookworms.
It is made for bookworms.
This would have
perfect for bookworms.
Those of us who devour books at several a week.
Yes. And this is great because I'm actually really excited about it because it is set up like Netflix. It's going to have different menus, different options. It's got a bestseller list. It's got what's popular on Facebook. It's got what's popular in Oyster Books, like what are their biggest downloads.
Now, let me ask you this.
You can do your reading online, which is what you were talking about, the streaming. But you can also download up to 10 books to read offline.
Okay, that brings up 2 points I want to ask you, because you have looked at the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The reviews I've read on it state that they don't necessarily think... You're talking about the lists.
Yes.
They have lists for this and lists for that. They put things in categories. A lot of what I've been seeing is that their categories are kind of scattered.
Yes.
People are
but
saying
anybody
that
that uses Netflix, it's the exact
so
same
you get
thing.
recommendations for stuff that's really not
Crazy.
really
Like,
not anything you want to read.
Drama. Adam Sandler. No, that's not drama.
So
Sorry.
they do have that
You do
issue
have
as
a
well.
little bit of a there's a little
Okay.
glitch in the system, a glitch in the matrix, if you will. The lady in the red dress just walked by.
Wow. Okay.
What?
The next thing I wanted to ask you, you did mention being able to read offline, being able to
Yes.
download up to 10 titles and read them offline.
Yes.
Now,
I am testing this right now, by the way.
she is kind of our tester.
They're doing a 1 month free, a 1 month trial free.
So you don't have to pay your $10 for the
No,
first month.
I'm not paying my $10 for the first month, and I'm trying all this out.
Let me ask you.
Mhm.
Do you see an issue with as far as you can download these 10 titles and you can read them offline, but you're not purchasing a book. You're not purchasing a digital copy of something. You don't get to keep those, do you?
No. You
So
don't.
they're gonna take them back. They're gonna give them to you and they're gonna take them back.
Well, have you ever gotten an ebook from the library? Who am I talking to?
I go to the library for the smell,
That was a
not the
stupid
freaking
question.
ebooks.
Whew. Anyway. So it's the same concept. It disappears from your inbox after a while.
So you're essentially paying $10 a month to rent these titles. You're not going to get to keep them. You're going to have them briefly
So
on
do
your
you
little...
rent movies, Miss Friday Night Sapfest with a bottle of wine? Do you rent those movies? Did you get to keep those movies?
I rented them for like
Like,
$2.
how much money you think you spend at Redbox or Blockbuster or whatever?
Do they even have Blockbusters anymore?
Don't they have the kiosks thing?
Okay, the key, but not like the actual store.
No.
Those are gone. Okay.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm at this point, like, I don't even think of brick and mortar when it comes to rentals.
Yeah, you really
anymore.
can't.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Tangent.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Anyway.
As far as me being a Redbox moviegoer, I will
How
rent
much money?
less than $5 a month. I rarely...
You rented $5 last Friday.
I rented 2 and they were like $1 something a piece. So that's still
You
like...
took it back the next day?
Yes, of course I do.
Oh, she is cheap.
I'm responsible like that. I take my stuff back.
What's responsible?
I've never had a late library book or a movie in my life.
Well, no, the library book doesn't faze me. I believe that entirely.
I mean, you got to treat them with respect. Anyway, the point being, you don't get to keep these things. Okay, I recently, as you guys may know, downloaded my first ebook thingamabob on my little Kindle thing, and I was like, woohoo! I did that, yay me! But I actually still have that. It's not gonna be retracted from me at some undisclosed point in time. I get to keep that, kind of in a way.
Yeah,
I know you're telling me that it's not
we'll
true.
We'll talk about that later. I don't want to get into it right now.
The point being, though, can you justify? Can the average person justify reading enough to spend that money?
The average bookworm, absolutely.
The average bookworm, yes, but the average Joe Schmo.
That's my only right now at this point. That's my only. I don't want to say negative, but it is on that side of the column of the pro-con
of the
list.
not so good.
It's not a great feature, but I mean, you get it for a month free. Try it out. See what you think. That's what I'm
You
going
have
to
to
do.
have an Apple device.
So I'm going to let you all know, you do not have to have Apple device. If you want to use the app, yes.
So you have to
can
have
go
Apple
on your PC.
phone.
You can go on your desktop, and you can just read it that way. I mean,
But
I
then-
know most
then
people
again,
don't want to
it's
do
not
it, but
portable. I mean, your laptop, yes, to a certain extent.
I know
but
you're tethering yourself to a desk.
You are tethering yourself to, to something. Even with your little phone Kindle-y thingamabob, you can stick that in your purse and go. Mm-hmm. You can't really do that with a PC. No. And I can just stick multiple books in my bag.
I would love to see you put your PC in your bag.
I could have
Your hobo bag can totally pull that off.
My hobo bag can hold, like, body parts. It's huge.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. We'll wrap it up.
Okay.
We're going to end Litwits with me promising to try this, and we'll talk about it.
I'm not going to try it.
I'll let you know.
So.
Well, we, as in our segment, which really means me, because I'm the tech person here, which is hysterical, by the way. I just want to let you know, our tech guys, Ashton and Steven at That's Stupid Podcast, are probably cracking up right now.
They laugh at us when we talk about, technology stuff, and they think we're really stupid.
That I'm the techie, and they're like, yeah.
If you're the techie, I'm like the super antiquated, musty old librarian.
You're what are those things called? The card catalog?
The Dewey Decimal System.
Snap.
Dewey Decimal System.
No, the Dewey Decimal System is that you can do that with like they still have that as a function. You have an electronic card catalog. I'm talking about the old school. You pull it out.
Yeah, which is based on. Say it with me.
You have
Dewey
to put the
Decimal
little
System.
bookmark in Marketplace. We're getting off tangent. All right, I'm gonna try out Oyster
Those
Books.
things smell good.
We're gonna talk about
Okay.
it. I'll let you know next week because I promise you I will have read some stuff.
Okay, let them know because I'm actually kind of curious.
Yes,
I'm not
excited.
super excited about this, but
I'm really excited about
Maybe
this.
I'll be pulled into this like you pulled me into the Kindle-y thing, Bob. What that thing is.
Amazon Kindle app.
Kindle app, that's it. I read a book there once.
All right, bookworms assemble, people.
What are we talking about today, Whitney?
I hate it when you do this
I
to
know,
me.
but I think it's fun.
Like, why do you do this to me?
Because it's funny.
Like, start... Okay, anyway.
Focus.
Let me get a fangirl for 1 moment. The Fault in Our Stars. I made you read this.
She made me read it. And
I'm
I didn't
really
dislike
excited
it.
that you read it.
I didn't hate it.
Well, okay, so have you ever read a book where it just something, you were in the right moment, you were in the right headspace, and it just grabbed you, shook you like a bulldog?
Yes.
Okay, this book was it for me, and I'm not really sure why, but it really, like, there's a lot of things that are awesome about it. And you, my dear, are Augustus Waters.
I'm what now?
You're Augustus Waters.
I am not necessarily completely Augustus Waters. Okay, a little bit.
A little bit.
For those of
All
you who
right,
haven't read the book.
he takes a cigarette, puts it in his mouth. She's got lung cancer. She's dying from lung cancer. She's in remission or whatever. Oh, spoilers.
They
I mean,
both
that
have,
you can get.
They both
That you
have
know.
cancer, okay? There,
I mean,
that's the book in a
this book
nutshell.
has been
It's
out
cancer.
for a long time. The movie's dropping June 6th.
Which you're probably going to drag me to see, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all over YouTube. It's all over Facebook. It's all over Pinterest. It's all over
So
Twitter.
it's a big thing.
It's a huge
It's
thing.
a big thing.
I mean, John Green wrote it from Vlogbrothers. John and Hank Green.
Nothing.
Anyway, one of
sorry.
the guys wrote it, and it's awesome. John Green.
Okay. You say the book is awesome. You
Book is
really
awesome.
enjoyed the book.
Yeah.
Why?
I want to tell you why you're Augustus Waters.
Okay.
He puts a cigarette in his mouth.
Yes.
She gets furious, which she has every right to. Because, I
Whiner.
mean, she's dying from lung cancer.
Whiner.
Anyway. And then he says, this is what you do. And this is a paraphrase, so I apologize. You put the thing that's going to kill you between your teeth, but you don't light it. You don't give it the power to kill you. And it's a metaphor for his life. It just gets me so excited.
You really had just a little bit of backstory on this. She was super, super excited about this book, and I had to read
love
it
this
for the
book.
book club that we were both in. And I was kind of excited about it too, you know?
Because I was pumped.
She
And-
was really, really spazzing out about this book. And I read it, and I was really excited. I'm like, you know what? I'm really going to enjoy this. Everyone else is really enjoying this. And I read the book, and I was a little underwhelmed. I didn't dislike it. It's not poorly written. It's not a bad read. But I didn't get that
You
sort
felt
of
that they were
transformative...
Trying too hard, right?
I felt like the book... There are several spaces where the book was obviously trying to have a profound moment or something that was supposed to be transformative or mind-blowing, and it felt like they were trying too hard. And when they did get to these moments, they were unjustified. They hadn't earned that with me.
I completely disagree.
And I know you do, but I feel like they didn't earn those big moments. It didn't move me that way. I didn't feel that those sort of pretentious... And they were pretentious. There are some very pretentious parts in
But
this book.
well, okay, so it's based off of this girl who is dying from cancer.
Okay.
And she has a special book to her as well. It's a book within the book. Book Inception, if you will.
Book-inception.
Bookception. I don't know.
It was a play within a play. Shakespearean stuff for you.
And it's called an Imperial Affliction. Oh, I just gave away the trivia question.
I was going to say that, but I was going to let you roll.
Well,
that
since
was our
since
trivia
no
question.
one is answering us on the thing anyway.
Oh!
I got thrown a bone. 2 guys talked to me on our forum. What?
Were
Really
they
excited
people
about
that we actually know? And
Well, it was Steven from That Stupid Podcast, and
thank
it was
you,
Michael
Steven,
David
for the pity
Anderson.
throw.
It's a pity bone.
I don't want to say pity bone. It sounds vaguely not clean. So
What? Get your mind out of the gutter, bookworm, book snake. All right.
I don't want to talk about your book snake.
All right, let's go back a second.
Okay.
So, it's based off this book, and the author is horribly pretentious of the book.
The author
Not John
of
Green.
the book within the
He's
book
awesome.
he's a pretentious, unpleasant individual.
Yeah. Well, the reason that we're talking about this book, like, I don't want to get too deep into a book review,
No.
because the reason we're talking about this book on this segment for Bookworms Assemble is because it's showing literature crossing into other mediums.
It's books becoming movies.
Well, this one is book becoming movie.
And we're seeing, I don't know if it's just you, like I've noticed it, but especially in like the past 5 years, we're getting a lot of book to movie adaptations. And some of them, I mean, you have your old school book to movies, and they've done this for years. It's not something new. But it seems like the silver screen is exploding with
the bestsellers.
And a lot of them are young adult bestsellers. Like, that's become like the new go-to. Twilight, Divergent, The Fault in Our Stars. It's blowing up.
Well, I mean, Silver Linings Playbook, which was a huge blockbuster
Didn't that win like a lot of Academy Awards?
Yeah, it won a lot of awards.
Jennifer Garner, when she tripped, that was for that, wasn't it?
She's
that was
so
funny.
Awesome.
I
love her. The Hunger Games trilogy, and the movies are doing phenomenally. I mean, you're right. They're picking things off the bestseller that people are hungry for, and they're bringing them to life. And I'm kind of excited about that. For the most part, like, we've talked about this fangirl problem number one, or bookworm problem number one. Is when they take a beloved book and they make it into something that just
does not resemble what that book should be.
And they're getting better about the adaptations.
They're getting better.
They're getting librarians on payroll in the credits. That's why.
But you still have, for every good adaptation you get, every Hunger Games, you get something like The Queen of the Damned, which is a horrible, horrible, horrible adaptation of a fabulous book.
It's the evolution. Queen of the Damned was, what, an early 2000, like 2002, 3, something like that?
But
we're in 2014.
Even before that, though, they had good adaptations. You had Interview with the Vampire, another Anne Rice book. That actually was a very decent movie. So I wouldn't necessarily say they're consistently getting better. It still remains hit or miss for me. Well,
I can see that.
I mean, for me anyway, and I'm kind of a super snob when it comes to my books, in case you hadn't noticed. So I tend to be a little harsh, but I'm curious to see, especially with The Fault in Our Stars, there's so much in that book that is emotional.
It's very emotion driven. I think that's why it's going to transpose easy to the silver screen.
I'm worried about them being able to grasp that kind of intense emotion.
My only worry is that it's going to be, they're taking the youngest adult versions of this book and making it into a movie. That's the only thing I'm kind of nervous about.
A book that, in its essence, could be like PG-13.
It's going to be super puppy love.
I have a feeling it's going to be like cancer and love and, everything's hunky-dory.
Well, I mean, I think in this instance, for the most part, cancer's going to take a back seat.
See, and I think...
I mean, I think it'll be towards the end of the movie, obviously, because of the ending of the book, but...
See, and to me, that you're cheating yourself out of the most important aspect of the book.
Well, John Green did not write the screenplay. 2 other gentlemen did. So they asked his permission.
And that's always the biggest problem, when you don't get the actual author to write the screenplay.
I'm really excited about it.
I'm going to go see it.
Speaking of this trailer, the trailer dropped, and yesterday, it became the #1 movie trailer on YouTube.
With, like, the most hits or whatever?
Mm-hmm. The most likes. I still haven't
seen the trailer.
Viewed, but the most liked movie trailer.
I'm probably going to have to watch it then.
It overcame One Direction one day. I'm sorry that I knew that.
One Direction?
Yeah, they had that movie. Let's not talk negatively. Everybody is allowed their...
Is that like one of those Bieber movies?
Well, One Direction. It's a British pop band, boy band. My sister loves them. Hey, girl.
I haven't liked boy bands since NSYNC broke up, so that still hurts my heart a little. I still love you, NSYNC, in my heart.
Who is that? Don't break it in my heart. Oh yeah, that's the bye. Yeah, no, I'm really excited. So we'll check it out, and I want you all to see the movie with us. Read the book before the movie comes out.
Definitely read the book.
You can tell us what you think between the two.
Kind of like
what we did with Divergent.
Tell us what you thought.
Yeah, let us know.
And then once the movie comes out and we go and see it, we'll get back to you.
Yeah,
tell you what we think about how they managed to adapt.
So June 6th.
June 6th.
Let us know on our forum. We have a forum at thatstupidpodcast.com. Just go to Bookworm. We have our Facebook page, thatstupidpodcast.com. And we have a telephone number.
What's the telephone number? Because I really don't know it.
480-STUPID-9.
480-STUPID-9.
And I am crossing my fingers that that's right.
We're getting the thumbs up from off stage. That is the correct number.
Winner, chicken dinner. All right, so we'll...
Did I just say that?
I know. I'm feeling like all kinds of crazy today.
Apparently.
Yeah, so
we'll check it out. Shot of crazy.
We'll check out The Fault in Our Stars. All right?
Go check it out.
Pretty much.
All right, guys, we're coming to the end of the show. What we also are going to dub Epilogue.
It's a new segment.
It's a new segment, and it's called Epilogue because it's after, and it's the stuff at the end, like an epilogue should be.
And then it's going to be like all the things that we want to talk about, like, and be huge bookworms about.
This is like our really rando, completely
this is our miscellaneous
hodgepodge of crap.
This is our miscellaneous.
Speaking of miscellaneous, not really, but I'm going to use that as a segue. I want to talk about there are actually several books coming out this summer. Like, especially, like, a lot of series.
This is not required reading.
Yes, it is. Do it.
Well, okay.
Do it now.
This is suggestive reading. We're really excited. Kick back on your hammock. Get your little lemonade with vodka. For all of our over 21.
Young people, don't drink.
It's
Stay in
delicious.
school.
Stay in school.
Read these books.
Read these books.
Okay. There are... Okay. There are several books coming out. And some of them I'm really interested in and really excited about. And some of them I'm really not, but other people are super stoked.
I'm really excited about one of them. Two of them.
This month, actually, in the month of May, I think towards the end of the month, we actually have the new Dresden Files book coming out. Now,
We have some people that are interested in them.
I have an individual who is very close to me. My man friend.
Want to put a ring on it?
He reads all the all the Jim Butcher Dresden File books, and the newest one in that series, called Skin Game, is coming out the end of this month.
That
He is
just
going to be
sounds
parked out. It sounds
weird.
it sounds a little naughty, but he's going to be parked out by the
You went
bookstore.
naughty and I went Hannibal. Like
What does
he
that
wears
say about
his
us as
skin.
individuals?
Which is weird because
Focus.
Sorry.
We have the new Jim Butcher coming out, which several people are excited about. I tried to read the Jim Butcher. For whatever reason, it wasn't for me.
I just haven't tried yet because I'm terrified because there's so many of them.
This is a really big series, people. Like, don't sit down and get into this series. It's not for the faint of heart, unless you want to have like 20 books. That
You
wanna
gotta
have
be
to read.
dedicated.
You have to be dedicated.
I've heard it's totally worth it though, and
I
that's my
I've
fear.
heard that as
That's
well.
my biggest fear. And since I've just gotten into a series, Black Dagger Brotherhood.
You're welcome. I gave her
Talk
the
about
gift
hot summer reading.
of the Black Dagger Brotherhood. Now, actually, Miss J.R. Ward,
You want to read that on your tablet, people.
alone with some candles lit.
Well, it doesn't have to be alone, but like
glass
this
of
is
wine.
This is like where you're on the beach and you're reading it, and there's that kid, and you're like, "Shh, I like your Punisher sticker."
Speaking of J.R. Ward, who is the author of the Black Dagger Brotherhood, she also has another series, the Fallen Angel series, and
heard.
she has a new book coming out later in the summer into the fall, which I'm super excited about.
I'm actually excited too because I want to get into that series as well.
It's a
She's
much
an
smaller-
amazing
She is
author.
great.
Really good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Like, yay, that's my fangirl. I'm like,
I love her.
J.R. Ward.
We have a whole new world to talk
And
about.
we can talk about stuff. Let's see, what else is coming out this summer that I recommend to you people? Laurel K. Hamilton, the author of the Anita Blake series, which I still think... I tried to get Mr. Steven in on,
haven't read
but she
that.
has...
Yeah. Not that I
on you.
don't want to. I just
She's another one that has a couple of different series. She has her Anita Blake, but she also has her Mary Gentry, which is like the Fae. They're
I
fairies.
can't say gentry.
Gentry.
Gentry. Okay.
And it's a series about the Fae. And she has a new book coming out this summer, the latest in that series. And, okay, this one
Which is fun, fairies. Summer.
It's fairies, but like anything Laurel K. Hamilton does, it's X-rated. These are not Tinkerbell fairies.
All right, so this is definitely summertime reading.
This is some
A little hot and heavy.
This is some hot and heavy stuff. Like, don't let your children read this one. Housewives, young adult women, be afraid.
All right.
Now, the one I'm super excited about, and we've had to wait forever for the end of this trilogy, is Deborah Harkness. Her new book in their All Souls trilogy. It started with The Discovery of Witches. I hope to God you people
I have
read
read that.
this.
I have read that.
Really good book, right?
I didn't know it was part of trilogy.
I'll loan you the second book. You can download it on your
I am gonna
app.
have my bookworm library card pulled. Sorry.
Anyway, the last book in the trilogy comes out in July. It's called The Book of Life, and wherein she ends.
What's the second book called?
If you hadn't asked me, I could have told you.
Yes. It's
I'm
very
sorry.
rare that I get a stump of this mind. She is Giles.
Give me a second, and I will remember this.
Okay.
We had The Discovery of Witches.
You said that.
Then we had something with shadows. There was shadow something.
Shadowy people.
I'm really sorry, Deborah Harkness.
Shadow with wings.
Hey, if you guys know, let me, because I forgot.
Tinker Shadow.
There's no Tinker Shadow. Anyway, the last book, though, is called The Book of Life, and I'm really, really excited about this.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you I'm a little bit trepidatious.
Are there mummies?
There are no mummies.
Okay.
For those of you who
really
don't know,
helpful
and you
mummies.
should know, for those of you who don't know, this is kind of I guess you would consider it paranormal. I wouldn't necessarily categorize it as paranormal romance.
Good.
Because, I mean, paranormal romance...
No offense, but I mean, like, I need some stuff that's not romantic.
And it's not. It's really, really clever. It's a very clever book.
Good. Okay, I'll check it out.
So, definitely check it out. Miss Deborah Harkness, her new novel. Now, I want you to say this name for me. We had a little hiccup on last time's show with a certain author's name. What was that name again, Whitney? Say it for me. Say it for me. Say it.
Sapphire Beetle Brox.
No, it's not Zaphod Bribble. God dang it.
That's when you
Bribble.
mess up.
Bribble Brox.
All right. Okay.
Beatbox.
I called myself out.
She
I
did.
did.
Correct
I
herself.
corrected myself on our video. All right. Lev Grossman.
Lev
Not
Grossman.
Levi. I don't know where I got Levi. I was wearing Levi's. Maybe. I don't know. His latest and greatest is coming out this summer, though. Lev Grossman.
And
He's going to be at Dragon Con. Do you all want us to interview him? Sorry.
She's like she's like a chihuahua. It's like sitting next to a chihuahua. She gets really excited.
I do. I'm like, because I've got some really good news coming up in a minute. Sorry.
We'll get to more Dragon Con news in a minute if she doesn't pee herself.
Okay.
Before then.
Chihuahua.
Anyway, Lev Grossman
Yep.
has a new book coming out. It's called The Magician's Land, and it's it's the Magician series. Okay, so check
It's
that.
gonna be really
I haven't
good,
read
too.
that one.
I have the book. I have the book.
The actual. You actually have a hardcover of something?
Hardcover. I have a lot of hardcovers. So if it's a book that I really enjoy, I have the hardcover book of it, or
Okay.
at least the soft cover. I always paperback.
Okay.
I always get the book if I love it.
One other thing before I segue into the really super exciting news. One other book that I'm kind of excited about. It's more of a novella.
Okay.
Veronica Roth, our Divergent author.
Really?
She has a sort of tie-in coming out, and it's called Traitor. It's part of the Divergent universe.
Are you serious?
It's kind of like the Free Four. She had written a small little
and you
novella.
told me about that too, which is hysterical to me.
I like if I find something I like, I find like everything they've
She
written
like
on
attacks and
I do.
does all the research. and-
I'm research gal. That's why I'm Giles.
Yeah.
But she's having a little tie-in mini book come out. It's called Traitor: A Divergent Story. So definitely check that out. I think that comes
will
out
be
in
checking that out.
July.
I'm really excited now.
And if you haven't checked out Free Four, do it now.
It's actually really neat.
It is. It's
I
part of the
like
Divergent
hearing-
story
I like hearing
from
from Four's perspective.
Four's perspective. And Four was he was a good-looking Four.
He was
That's
nice.
the 10
he
in
was
my
a
book.
nice. He was a nice read, but then, I mean, I love his tattoos. I mean, gorgeous tattoos. That's what it is. It's the tattoos.
I'm a little verklempt.
So I'm gonna take this away from you for
Take
a
it.
second.
Take it.
because
I need a
you're just
moment.
All
Any
right.
moment.
All right. Speaking of summertime excitement, we are going to Dragon Con. We've talked about this. We have a lovely author, J.K. Rowling, who wrote this lovely little ditty called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Came into a series,
You may have heard of it.
which has inspired something interesting. It's called rock. And not rock and roll like R-O-C-K, but wizard rock. W-R-O-C-K.
So that's a thing.
It's a thing.
Oh my god, that's a thing.
It's a thing.
Wow, that is a thing.
And
Speaking
I think that it happened because I got the news after I'd already dressed this morning with my little Doctor Who and Harry Potter mashup, my snitch necklace,
Speaking of things,
my wand,
she has a wand.
which is Luna's, by the way, and I'm Luna essentially as a character. Which is the reason
So
I
you're
mention this
kind of
is she
spazzy.
talks about the blibbering. Oh yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. The blibbering humdingers. And the name is inspired. It's a rock band. The name is inspired
By
by
what?
Harry Potter and Luna Lovegood and all that jazz. They're going to be playing
They're gonna play at
at
con.
Dragon Con. So I'm going to go see it. And it's a literary tie-in. It's Harry Potter related.
Oh,
It's inspired.
it's a bit of a stretch, but okay, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
All right. We do have other news though. And this I'm talking about a bit of a stretch. There's a fan club that you're a part of. What's the fan club?
I have to take a moment.
Her
to-
queen.
My queen,
Her queen.
Miss Anne Rice.
I mean, my queen too, but like you're.
That's mine. Anne Rice.
What's the name of the fan club?
The Vampire Lestat fan club.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure some of you have heard of it or you're a part of it. Well, they throw
Every October.
a ball
A
every
big ball.
October in New Orleans. It's the Vampires Ball
Nolans.
in Nolans. I love Nolans.
Mm-hmm.
And they throw this big sort of Vampires Ball. Well, this year, the really, really exciting news, something that hasn't happened in many, many years, the Queen herself, Anne Rice, will be attending the Vampires Ball.
I'm really trying to talk Miss Casey into going with
I
me.
may have to just cut out of town and take off and go.
We may have to do it. I think it's on Halloween this year.
I
on
think
Halloween
I
proper.
think it might be actually on Halloween proper, but she is gonna. She's
Halloween,
actually gonna make an appearance.
Vampire Ball, Nolans,
Nolans. Who doesn't love Nolans?
and the Queen of the Dead, undead herself.
Anne Rice. Now, just to reiterate,
I mean, I'm like
I know.
seriously,
I can see it.
I'm
it's
pretty
crazy.
excited. That's bigger news than the rock band.
It is way bigger news. And also, on top of that, to throw into that, we are still looking forward to Prince Lestat, which comes out this October.
Well, I mean, it just so happens to be coinciding
With her,
with her
reemergence into the scene.
You're telling me that's not a quinkadink
Plug. But shamelessly, it's a shameless plug and I love it. I'm super excited about this shameless plug.
Me too.
Like, if I can just get a glimpse of her, like, if I can just, like, see her from across a crowded room and, like, convey my love with my eyes.
I'm okay with that.
Like, I think we'll have a moment.
What are we gonna wear?
Stuff. I don't know.
The stuff and things.
Stuff
we
and
can be
junk.
girly. We could go pick out black and red and
Ball gowns.
lace
We have to
and
wear ball
leather.
gowns.
And can I have like the hair?
Yes, you can have
I
the
want
hair.
big hair.
Can I have, like, sleek hair?
Ooh, I have the perfect like 4 foot long. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry.
We're sorry, bookworms.
We're gonna check out because we got planning to do, people.
We got stuff to take care of between now and October.
All right, so I guess that's it.
That's it. That's it for Bookworm this week. But
Are you all as excited as we are?
You better be.
Oh yeah, by the way.
What?
I think we have some Michael David Anderson news coming up. And I'm really apologize if this is getting a little bit overkill, but trust me, once you read Teddy, because I know a lot of you have it,
I finally got my copy.
Once you finish it, you're going to be excited as we are. We're going to have a favorite.
So stay tuned.
All right.
And maybe some Teddy fiction along the way.
All right. Check us out online. That'sYouPodcast.com.
Go to the forum. Do something.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Show title in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, bookworms. Shit. We'll start.
This is why I hate it.
Hey, that's okay. Just
Oyster, The Fault in Our Stars, and Required Summer Reading. Stay tuned.